Hey guys, it's me. I've been wanting to do a little sit down video and just explain some things to you guys for a while now, but what is on my lip? That's just the way my lip is. I'm getting so wrinkly. Anyway, I've been wanting to do a sit down video just to explain some things to you guys for a while, and I just filmed an audition, so I figured why not, while I have everything set up, go over some of the frequently asked questions that I get ever since I moved here. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on things, grab some Joe, because that's what I've got. Joe as in coffee, not as a man, but do you? I'm just gonna start, and I'm not sure how long this is gonna be. I'm not sure how, okay, they're starting with the trash again. Do you mind? Oh, they're dropping off the dumpster because people in my apartment complex don't know what a trash compactor is. I have some of the most frequently asked questions that I've personally been getting on my phone, and I'm just gonna go for it. Like I said, don't know how long this is gonna be. I've got my comfy clothes on, and I'm ready to do this. Okay, so the first question I always get asked is, why'd you move to Georgia? Of all places, why Georgia? The reasoning for that is if you didn't know this already, want to be an actress. Well, I am an actress, so I wasn't getting as much work in Louisville, which is where I'm from, Louisville, Kentucky, as I had wanted, and I have been toying with the idea of moving away to either like Los Angeles or New York or someplace like that to try to get more acting work and push this crazy career forward and do what I can to make it work. Budgeting was insane. I was like, New York is so expensive, LA is so expensive, they're so far away from home. And then I don't even know how I found out about Atlanta, but I found out that Atlanta is basically like the Hollywood of the South. So much gets filmed here in Atlanta that it's absolutely insane. Like Stranger Things gets filmed here, all the Marvel movies are being filmed here. There's a lot going on. And so it's so much cheaper to live here than it is to live in Los Angeles or in New York. And it's like 7 hours from home. So to me, it was like a no-brainer. I moved to Atlanta in January 20th, actually. And today is November 3rd, I believe. Yep, November 3rd. It's different. I moved to a area in Georgia called Sandy Springs. It's about 20 minutes north of downtown Atlanta. Me and my roommate, who's also an actress, really wanted to live north of the city. Our apartment currently is, how do I say this delicately? The absolute worst. I mean, it's not like all bad. There are some good qualities to it. It's big, and it's pretty cheap. Like me and my roommate both have our own rooms and our own bathrooms that are the exact same size. Our apartment is like 1,100 square feet, which is kind of unheard of, but it's just very run down and it's old and it's supposed to be updated, but their version of updated is just slapping some like crap white paint over the cabinets, and pretty much everything's broken. We've had a couple of bug problems, which is not exciting. We've made it work. We're planning on moving out in the next like 2 months, so there's that. But I mean, it's a good apartment. You know, I can't complain too much. It's kept us dry when it's rained. It's kept us cool when it's been 1,000,000 degrees, because it's Georgia, and Georgia is a swamp town. But overall, it's not a bad first apartment. Can we do better? Yes. Will we do better? Yes. Coffee break. This originally said Friends, the TV show, but now it just says Freen. It's a Central Perk mug that my sister got me for Christmas one year that I love. All right. So moving here has been a little overwhelming, to say the least. I'm 24 years old, and besides living in a college dorm room, I have never lived away from home. You know, there's some safety and some security in that, obviously. When I moved here, being completely thrown on my own without like any family around was a bit overwhelming and scary and exciting, but terrifying and all the emotions wrapped up into one. I didn't know how to do it. Like I was ready. I was excited. I was getting stir crazy living at home with my dad, but at the same time, like I didn't want to leave that security of being at home, having someone take care of me. But still, once you move, you find yourself so overwhelmed with all the stuff that you need to do, especially moving to a new state, a new city where you don't know anybody. I didn't know anybody when I moved here, like maybe one person. Besides my roommate, that was it. So it was terrifying moving here without like anybody. Seeing as I've lived here for like 10 and a half months now, and I'm still living alive and well in Georgia. I'm proud of myself, and I don't think it's wrong to be proud of yourself. I think if you've set a goal for yourself that you don't like share with others and you achieve that goal, heck yeah, be proud of yourself. I'm extremely proud that I've lasted 10 and a half months in a new city where I don't know anybody. I feel like a couple of people probably were like, yeah, she's going to move home within 6 months. Like, she's not going to survive out there. And I'm here to tell you, I did. Yeah, I don't know if I'll use any of that. Acting jobs. A lot of people have also asked me about acting jobs and, you know, what kind of acting jobs I've been getting, how I get them, that type of thing. So one thing that everyone told me when I moved down here is that the first thing I need to do is get an agent, an acting agent. And I had no idea how to do that. A couple people were like, hey, like I can introduce you. And I was like, that's so great. But then they never followed through. So I was like, cool. So I was kind of, again, thrown out on my own to find an acting agent, which I still haven't done for reasons I'll later explain. Kind of got into this little like slump thing. I do a lot of the time is I do a lot of extra work, and if you follow me on social media, that's a lot of the work that you see, which is basically, if you don't know what that is, big movies and TV shows will hire extras to like fill in the background, called background actors. For the most part, usually you're just there to fill up space. Those are pretty easy to get since there is so much filming here in Atlanta. I get those on a lot of like Facebook casting pages, so I will list some of my favorites down below if you want to check those out. Making friends on set and they're like, hey, they need somebody next week, are you available? And you're like, yeah. The pay is usually like 64/8, I think is standard, and I may be wrong about the actual price, but it's something like that. So you don't get like a ton of money, but I mean, if you do it enough, you can make a living. It's not a glamorous life at all, but you can do it. That's pretty much what I've been doing. When I first moved here, I worked at H&R Block as a receptionist and really did not like it because I was stuck behind a desk the whole day, and that's not me. And then after tax season was over, I dog walking and pet sitting, which was great, but that kind of led me into this rut that I was talking about, where I just found myself at some of the lowest points of my life. Like, I've been through some stuff in my life. There's no secret, everybody has. Everyone's been through their own sorts of challenges and struggles. That's what being human is all about. It's about facing those struggles and tests and overcoming them and becoming a better person because of that. I got this job as a dog walker and pet sitter, which, if you know me, I love animals so much, probably more than humans, which I read a scientific article the other day saying that that's like a proven fact that humans love animals more than humans, or dogs in particular, I think. Like, the job was great, it paid great, but I wasn't allowing myself enough time to do acting jobs, which is the whole reason I moved down here. I did that, how long did I do that? For about 5 or 6 months, I was a pet sitter, and during that time, I did little to no acting. And I found myself, you know, a couple of times just wondering, like, why did I even move here? You know, stress myself out to the point of like horrible anxiety attacks to move down here to follow a dream that I'm not even pursuing. So I would find myself 3 or 4 nights a week on my bathroom floor sobbing because I just felt like the biggest failure ever, because everyone expected me to do like all these great things when I came down here. And what was I doing? I was walking dogs. I could walk dogs in Kentucky if I wanted to, like killing me in my mind. But at the same time, I didn't stop. I didn't stop walking dogs. I didn't stop pet sitting. I didn't ask for more time off. I kept doing it, and I kept finding myself more and more upset and more depressed. You know, if I'm this miserable here, why did I move here in the first place, type of thing. And this is going to take me a really long time to edit because I've gone on like so many rants that don't make a lick of sense. So I found myself in this rut and this low point where I was just walking dogs from 8 a.m. to about 11 p.m. every single day, Monday through Sunday. No time for acting whatsoever. And it didn't really click in my mind that I was having like these horrible panic attacks and like these mental breakdowns every single week where I would find myself taking a shower and then like in a blink of an eye I would be like on the floor of my tub sobbing. Like, I did not know why I was so miserable and so lonely here. And the reasoning was I wasn't doing what I love to do. Like, I was making enough money to have a living here, yes. Like, with some extra, I was able to, you know, travel home a couple of times, be home for a week without working and still be okay. Like, I could still pay rent and, like, buy food. It was good. But I was still so unhappy. And this is, like, I never understood this like thought process that like money doesn't make you happy. Not saying that I was like a millionaire or anything, but like I was making pretty good money, but I was miserable. And then I realized it was like I moved to Atlanta to be an actor, to like pursue my acting dreams. But what am I doing? I'm literally walking dogs. I could be walking dogs in Kentucky. Like, I moved here for a reason, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing what I moved here for, and that was killing me. And once I figured that out, I called my mom, I called my sister in tears, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to quit my job. And they're like, what, why? And I'm like, I'm not acting, like I moved here to act and I'm not acting. Should I quit my job? And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give myself like a month to save up money. I was gonna save up my money so I can have a cushion. So when I did quit my job, if I didn't get any acting work, I still had some money to back myself up. But I already had money saved up, and I was like, if I give myself a month, I'm going to give myself another month after that month. I'm going to give myself more time, and I just need to do it right now. And so I wrote up my 2 weeks notice, and I gave it to my boss, and I was like, look, this has nothing to do with you. It's literally the fact that I could do this in Kentucky. Like, I could walk dogs in Kentucky, but I moved here to be an actor. And, you know, after I gave her that letter, everyone was so excited for me, and there were a couple more mental breakdowns, you know, it just happens. But I've been away from that job for a month and a half now. I'm not making nearly as much money, but I have never been happier than I am right now because I'm doing what I love. The basis for our existence is being happy, and holy cow, there is a massive spider right on my window. Charlotte, you stay there, honey. Please don't bother me. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, the meaning of life, your existence. So, I mean, I personally think that the meaning or the basis of your existence is just to be happy. And do what you do to make yourself happy. And if that's walking dogs, if that's like pet sitting, that's amazing. But for me, that wasn't it. For me, I feel like what I was made to do was act. I mean, movies when I was a kid, they were a sense of escape for me. They gave me like 2 hours where I just didn't have to think about life that was going on, like anything that was going on in my life. I was able to just immerse myself in this world that was created and that was literally on my little screen. And I want to give that to other people. So basically, I quit my job and decided to do acting full time, and I've never been happier. The motivation has come back like hard because when I would have days off, I would have like at least 2 or 3 days off a week when I was dog sitting, and I could have like found acting jobs in those 2 to 3 days, but I didn't. I sat on my butt on my couch, watched TV, and pretended like I was motivated, but I really wasn't. Like, I was telling myself like, yeah, you're the most motivated actress I've ever met. Like, oh my gosh, everyone else who says they're motivated are just like, they're kidding themselves. Like, you're the most motivated. Like, no, I wasn't. I was awful. I would literally sit on my butt, eat food, watch TV, and get fat. When I quit, I'm working almost every day. I'm exhausted, but I'm so happy. I'm meeting amazing people. Motivation is at an all-time high right now. Speaking of people, see what I did there. I've met a lot of people since moving here. Some good, some bad. When I first moved here, I was very anxious to meet anybody I could in the industry and trust anybody, which I've always done, and I've always kind of prided myself in doing, like seeing the best in people. I feel like you can't always do that. You have to keep your guard up. Some people will take advantage of you, take advantage of your kindness, take advantage of you financially, take advantage of you mentally. My first acting job here was back in March. Beginning of March, I was an extra on a super low budget movie. I met some girls. We formed this amazing friendship, and we've actually created a web series together, which I will link all the socials down below if you would like to follow, because we are still creating it. It's insane. It's kind of blown up and become this amazing thing that none of us ever imagined would ever happen. Through that, you know, these girls, there's 4 of us that were from the original group of background extras. I feel like the 4 of us are just bound for life. I love them so much, and they've all given me so many amazing experiences, and you know, they've helped me through so many things, and even if they don't know it, they've helped me through a lot. When I'm feeling low, I just think about them, and I think about like how hard we've all worked for something together, and I'm like, I can't give up. I can't let them down. And then I've met some great people that I've just like become really good friends with, like on sets, and that I know I'm going to be friends with for a really long time. And I know that if I ever have like a job that they would benefit from, I would help them out. And I know that they would do the same for me, which is incredible. And that's an incredible feeling to have. And for the people that have impacted my life negatively, bye. Like, you're not welcome here. Toodles. TTFN, ta-ta for now, or ta-ta for always, TTFA. What am I doing? I don't know. This, FYI, I've recorded like 45 minutes of just me rambling. But then another person who has completely kept me grounded and who has kept me going every single day is my roommate Kelsey, who moved here with me from Kentucky. We went to high school together, and we did theater together, and she wanted to be an actress, and she wanted to move to Atlanta. And when I put on Facebook that I was moving, she sent me a message, and she was like, hey, do you need a roommate? And I'm like, yes, I do. I really do need a roommate. And it's just been an amazing, amazing friendship that has formed. Like, we were friends in high school, but we never really like hung out. And so moving in together kind of seemed like scary. And you know, you hear all these horror stories of living with your roommates and just like horrible things that have happened. But Kelsey and I, we get along great. I think we really bring out the best in each other. We bring out the best in each other's goofiness, and we have the same sort of humor, and we watch pretty much the same shows on TV. So that's awesome. It's just, I honestly don't think I would still be living in Atlanta if it wasn't for Kelsey. She has just been a rock star throughout this whole thing, and she's like doing this acting workshop this weekend, and I'm so excited for her, and I can't wait to hear about it. Kelsey, if you're watching, thank you for saving me in so many ways than one. She's pretty phenomenal. Kelsey is. One thing that I really was adamant about when I moved here is finding a church home. I have a really good church family back home in Kentucky, and moving here to a massive city where I did not know anybody, I didn't want to make friends with the wrong people off the bat. I wanted to find a good church family, and I started going to Passion City Church, and which, if you don't know, is kind of like a massive, it's humongous actually, like, whew, it is a massive, massive church. But it's a great church, and I love the music, I love the pastor, and they have so many opportunities for you to get involved, which I love, and I've made some really good friends. Every single Sunday, it just lifts me back up. Like, if I've had a terrible week, I go, and it's like that terrible week never happened. And God just like speaks to me every single day, and he's like, yo, because I feel like that's how God talks. He's like, yo, Savannah, like, you're doing great. Keep it going. Like, don't worry. My plan for you is gonna outsee any plan that you have for yourself. Just keep going. And I can't wait to see. Excuse me, I'm talking about God. Can you stop honking? What the heck is happening? Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see what God has in store for me. And like, I know it's going to blow my plans for myself out of the water. And I'm so excited to see where this crazy journey leads me. Overall, do I regret moving to Atlanta? No, not at all. Like I said, I've never been happier. I miss my family every single day. I miss my sister, I miss my mom, I miss my dad. I miss my friends back home, of course, but I'm so happy here. I'm so happy with the choices I've made, the relationships I've created. Even the bad stuff I'm happy about, because it's formed a really good foundation for who I want to be in this industry. And I don't want to get ahead by cheating somebody else. It sucks sometimes, but when that right thing happens, it's so rewarding. I'm just really happy. Holy cow, there's another spider. Oh my gosh. It's rewarding when those right things happen, and when you meet the right people and everything just seems to be going well. So yeah, future goals. The web series is going great. We're about to put out our first couple of episodes here soon. We're looking for agents and fundings and supporters, so if you could support, that would be fantastic. I will link everything down below. It's called Graffiti Belles, and it's gonna be mental. I'm so excited for you guys to see it and see all the hard work that we've all put into it. So I hope that answered some of the questions that you guys have been asking me or have wondered. I know this was kind of like all over the place, and if you did make it to the end, like, props to you. Like I said before, I don't know how long this is going to be because I've been filming for like 45 minutes. Oh my god. I've been filming for like I've been filming for like 45 minutes now, and I'm getting like terrorized by birds. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.